Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed. This Lisa video was asked for by somebody, was it Hannah? I think it might be Hannah. Like I keep saying, if there's anything you particularly want me to react to, either email me the link at chattoexposed@aol.com or stick a link under a video for me. Because if you just say, oh, the one where she did so and so, I can't always find it. But if you know what it is you're looking for and you find it, if you can give me the link, I'm happy to do it if I haven't done it already. Anywho, this is eyelid surgery update, final thoughts. When they linked this, like I said, I think it was Hannah, clicked on the link and I was like, whoa, it's like the different stages of Lisa. You'll know what I'm going on about when I press play. It's like it's a real shock to the system because you're used to looking at her how she is now. Anyway, should we jump in?
Hey everyone, it's Lisa and today is Tuesday and I thought I would do a quick video. I've had several people ask me about my eyelids and about my blepharoplasty. And for those of you that have been here, you know that February was a year that I had mastopexy, which is a lift and new implants, and that is what I was mainly wanting to get. And then I just happened to think, gosh, I would love to get my eyelids, not my lower, I don't need my lowers done, but the upper eyelids. So I had my blepharoplasty upper and that done at the same time. So I'm not sure of the cost. For me, it was not as much because I was getting them both done at the same time. And so then I didn't have to be put out anesthesia a second time and all that kind of stuff. But I think it cost me like an extra $3,000 to have it done. So it was totally worth it. And I can go.
Oh yeah, totally worth it. I can think of a lot of things that people could do with £3,000 and it wouldn't be their eyes. That'd be the last thing on the list. Fidgeting with themselves, especially when you've got two children who could have gone to college but didn't.
Go ahead and say, without a doubt, it was so worth it. So it will not.
It was so worth it. And now all you ever do is moan about your deep set eyes. So maybe you should have left them alone. You're never happy, are you?
It take me long to tell you the pros of this surgery. It just...
And if anyone's wondering about the lisp, this is Invisalign. We've had boob uplift and reboobs and eyes and teeth. Then she has the nose. Sorry, I've just eaten lunch and I've got stuff stuck in my teeth and I haven't got a toothpick. And then 101 other things that she had done. It's all about Lisa. Lisa, 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 Lisa. Lisa wants new eyes. Lisa wants new boobs. Lisa wants this. Lisa wants that.
I woke up, the worst thing was...
Oh yeah, and I was going to say Botox and filler and lip injections and all the rest of it. And filters. And I went, oh, she's so honest. If she was honest, she wouldn't need the filters.
Waking up and having that bandage over your eyes, that was a little weird and that's something I hadn't thought of. And then my mom and John, actually John just brought me home, but my mom was waiting here. And so I had to keep like cold. They kept, they had like a ice pack with just gauze in front of it so it wouldn't be too cold on my eyes, and so we kept that on my eyes for a while. And I will put my original video about this down below because that has the before and after pictures. And a lot of people tell me, gosh, you know, I didn't realize your eyes were that bad. And even the doctor, when I went for my initial consultation, you know, he looked at me and, you know, we said we scheduled, we were going to do it and everything. Well, then you have another appointment. I think you might have one more before you go to get it done. I can't remember if it was that day or if it was the day of surgery. I think it was the next, I think we had one appointment in between then. And I remember the doctor saying he couldn't believe the difference. Yeah, it was, because that's when we went to really discuss what size implants I wanted and look at this. And he said he couldn't believe the difference that my makeup made, because I had gotten really good at my crease color and being able to do the crease color and do the other color where it didn't look like I had as much skin on my eyes. And so anyway, went and had that done, came home. I did have stitches. They weren't the kind of stitches. Now, this is something that's going to be different with everyone. The stitches. Mine were the kind that you did have to take out, and they weren't stitches as in crisscrossy stitches. They were
Crisscross.
were stitches that kind of went through, like looped through the crease, where what they do is he actually marks you before surgery, and it looks like a little half moon or something. He actually marks the skin he wants to take out. And I've had several people ask me, did I have trouble at first, or did I have trouble not being able to shut my eyes? Was I worried about that? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I guess I trusted him because he had done my implants.
Oh, but didn't you and John say you were duped with your new implants? So maybe you were daft trusting him. See, the thing is, she'll say, oh yeah, I trusted him. It's not about she trusted him. She wanted her eyes done more than she was worried about what could go wrong. Because in Lisa Land, nothing ever goes wrong. There's no consequences to her actions. So she can have anything done and it'll be perfect because she'll just think it perfect. Because she's a lucky girl, don't we know?
When Will was 13, and it was when he was less than a year, a little bit less than a year. It was right before he was almost a year, so about 12 years ago. And he's real well known here, and I just kind of trusted him.
Who does that? Gets implants a year after having a baby? That's it, I've done it now. I've fed them, they're this, they're that. I'm going back to how I was, and I'm staying at home doing nothing.
But that is something that I have heard of, is that people have gone and gotten too much taken out, and then they can't close their eyes all the way. And that would be bad.
Do you think? Maybe that should have been something you thought about before you went and had it done. Is it me, or does her head seem enormous in this video?
That is something that you need to maybe think about and bring up with your doctor so that they can make you feel better about that and, tell you all about that. And I'll touch on that again in a little bit. So they mark what they want to take out, and he said I did not have a lot of fat left in that, because when I was growing up, all up until I was probably, I don't remember having to worry about my crease color and my eyelids being that saggy until I was about, I would say 30s, early 30s. But up until that point, I always had very hooded, natural, pretty hooded eyes. Like, I'll try to insert a picture in here somewhere, but just Blake Lively, maybe not as pronounced as that. My eyes were still the same shape, but full hooded eyes, where I would put on mascara, and I can remember the mascara leaving marks and stuff, and you could only really see my eyeliner. And I didn't know any different. I didn't even, back then you didn't think about eye shapes and stuff like that as much. But so then as I got older and I lost fat in my face, like we do when we get older, that is when the fat in my eyes, kind of disappeared, and it just became that skin. So he said that it might be more expensive and more of a detailed, longer surgery in my eyes if I had fat that he had to remove there too. But I didn't. He said I had a little.
Do you ever take a picture where you smile? You look like someone who's had a face like a slapped ass in your pictures as well. What is it?
Bit on the insides of the eyes that he didn't know was there, but he said it just came right out. And so he kind of told me that when he was explaining my healing process, that it might take longer to heal there, or it might be more bruised there, but it wasn't an issue at all. So he marked them right before surgery, and then I came out. Like I said, I had the press on my eyes. Then I was able to take that off, and I had the stitches in my eyes, and I can remember they were taped right here and right here. And I had to wear the tape for, I believe I had my surgery on a Wednesday. I believe it was a Wednesday. And I went and had the stitches taken out on Monday. I remember it was less than a week. And the nurse is the one, he came in and checked, and then she's the one that actually took them out. And I remember her saying that eyelids heal so quickly, they almost don't need stitches. I mean, they just heal so quickly. So taking the stitches out did not feel good. It burnt. And what they did is they literally, I don't know if she snipped them in the middle. I think she did. Snipped them in the middle and then pulled them out this side and then pulled them out there and did that on both sides. So it just kind of burns a little bit when they pull them out of the sides. But by that time, you're probably on pain medication anyway. I don't know if I would have been on pain medication for my eyes, but I was for both of them, I think. I don't know, by that time I might not have been, because you'll be surprised when you have something like that done. You really only take those heavy pain meds for a couple days. I always have some left and end up throwing them away because I don't want to take them. So anyway.
I bet there's people out there crying over her wasting pain medication that they could be using that they're not getting because stupid people. No, that's wrong. Not stupid people. Fucking pain pill companies touted it as something you couldn't get addicted to, and it was so much better because it kept pain away for 24 hours, and then people got addicted to it, and now those who need it are not getting it because the medication company fucked up, and it's nobody's fault but theirs, yet the people in real pain are being fucking penalised. And then she's laughing about not needing them.
I'm trying to think of all the good points. There's just so much good and so little negative. I did have bruising. You know how the bruising does, it gets worse before it gets better. And I believe I had some even underneath, even though it was my upper eyelids, but that's pretty normal. And okay, not being able to close your eyes all the way. There is a possibility that when you are recovering, that your eyes will be so swollen that you can't close them all the way. And therefore, he told me to get an eye mask to sleep in. And I told you that.
This is where she does the story about, I asked John to get me an eye mask, and he brought them ugly blue ones that stick out instead of a nut. You knew you were having your fucking eyes done. Get your own eye mask. He's a man. You say buy an eye mask, he buys an eye mask. Unless you say go into the beauty department of Sephora and ask them for a slinky eye mask. He's not going to do that, is he?
That funny story how I asked John to get me an eye mask, and I'm thinking of this pretty little satin eye mask where I don't know where, I mean, he was going to CVS and stuff, and I don't know why I thought that, but he ended up coming back with this hard, it was kind of like wetsuit, like neoprene or whatever kind of material, blue, kind of a hard, I mean, it was a medical eye mask. And I had been told maybe to sleep with that because of the light getting in my eyes, and you don't want to, in your sleep, maybe touch your stitches, and if your eyes are swollen, you don't want them to dry out, for all those reasons, just for healing. But the very first day I wore it, I think he came in the room to check on me, and I went to, just without thinking, knock my mask off to see what it was, and ended up knocking those stitches, and it started bleeding, and that really freaked me out, because that is, if I
you can well imagine, John, if you'd have got me a proper eye mask,
I had to say one of the negatives, that would be one of the things that bothered me, is it was just weird and gross to me to have those stitches, and for it to be they were kind of a loose stitch. And, in my mind, I knew that those two pieces of my eyelid were just barely together. They had just been cut. and some taken out. So it kind of cooped me out, like if I were to raise my eyebrows or something, that I could open it. But that really wasn't an issue. It was just in my mind more. But I did cause it to bleed that time. So I don't know, you'll have to gauge whether you want to do that or not. I did not have, any trouble at all healing with my eyes. They healed so close. And my mom, who would never have a plastic surgery, she's like an ivory girl. I mean, she does wear makeup, but she's very, very natural. She doesn't color her hair or anything. She even said she couldn't believe what a easy surgery the eyes were. She couldn't believe how quick they healed, and she would recommend that to anyone, because a lot of people in my family, my granddaddy had very hooded eyes. I mean, so much, you've seen people so much to the point where insurance pays for it, where it can actually...
Wow, that's cool. In America, you can get insurance to pay for hooded eyes. Can I come over there and have mine done?
Actually sit on your eyelashes and make them turn in and irritate your eyes. It can keep you from seeing. And I will say that is another benefit of having it done, is now I feel like, you just feel like, your eyes are just so open, and you don't have that heavy feeling. And before then, another way that I was kind of coping with it and making it work is I was getting Botox, especially on this brow. Is just naturally, this eye is shaped different and this brow goes down. It's just part of who I am. And so I would always, when I got Botox, I would have to really pay attention. Let me zoom you in so you can see. I had to really pay attention to, they had to try to lift this brow. But I didn't want that crazy.
I never understand what she's going on about. That brow is exactly the same as this brow.
Wicked
Where's
witch
the difference? Before she puts her finger there, I don't see any difference.
brow. And so sometimes they could get it just right, and then sometimes it didn't lift, and then I would have to go that whole time until I could get Botox again, so that was getting where it only worked a little bit, like sometimes. And then let me really zoom you in.
Do we have to?
I tried to not put on very much eyeshadow, which I haven't been wearing much eyeshadow anyway lately, but you can see the scar. So there is the scar. It's right
Where?
in the crease of your eye, and then it ended right here. Now some people will take it out instead of down, he said with my eye shape, and with my eye shape he did it that way. And he said a lot of times he's noticed if they take it out, it can really cause a predominant, wrinkle right there. Your wrinkle, your what am I trying to say, your crow's
Oh, God forbid you'd have a wrinkle.
feet will really be dominant in that spot. So he decided to do it like that. And there is like a little place that you can see where it kind of ended, and sometimes you get like a little pucker right there. And he said if it ever bothered me, they could remove that. And he said sometimes it doesn't even take a stitch. They do it right in the office and they remove that. But mine has been healing up. It has gotten better and better and better, and I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I'm always afraid of getting something like that handled and it being worse afterwards. So I healed perfectly, in my opinion, and I love it. Now I can do, before when I did winged liner, I had to do the kind that went up and over the flap of skin, and I had to do dark on my outer lid. And it wasn't one thing, it would be one thing if they both matched, but because my eyes are shaped different, this hooded eye was so much worse than this hooded eye. So it made my eyeshadow very difficult. It made it where I almost had...
I don't think her eyes are shaped different either. Can somebody tell me what I'm not seeing? I don't see what she's going on about. Her brows are at the same fucking height. They're the same shape. And her eyes are the same. I don't understand. What am I missing?
to use a crease color. Everything is just wonderful now. I haven't had anybody say anything negative, as far as like my family or anything, like they didn't like it, or John, because he would tell me, believe me. Even he says it's one of the best things I've ever done. The one negative, I think the only thing that I feel is a negative is I don't look don't think you're going to get this done and look like you did when you were younger, because when I was younger, I had, hooded eyes. So now I have eyelids that I've never really had before. I've never had pronounced eyelids. So it is a different look. And, do I wish I could just go back to looking like I did when I was, 22? Of course. But that was not going to happen either way. So this is definitely better than having to deal with the hooded eyes, especially because, when I had it done, I was 45. It was only going to get worse and worse. So if you're debating on whether to do it now or later, I would say go ahead and do it so you can enjoy, having it done longer. And I have heard both things. I've heard people say, a friend of mine said that she had it done and now she needs to have it done again. Now my doctor said he did not think I would have to have it done again. He said that he did his brother's like 15 years ago and it looks exactly the same, and he did not think I was going to have it done again. So I don't know if I would. I don't know at this point if it would be bad enough, in the long run to get it done again, but I wouldn't hesitate. If it bothered me again, I would have it done. Or if the lower bothered me, I would have it done. Because I've seen, before and after of the lower, and goodness, it makes such a big difference with people that have very, very pronounced eye bags. Now, I'm not talking about the hollowing out. I'm talking about pronounced eye bags. I think it would really help. So I hope that I answered some of your questions. I feel like I don't have a lot of good advice because I didn't have I didn't have any bad experience. It just kind of like I had it done and it healed right up. So, it was just...
Isn't that always the way in Lisa Land? Everything just works out.
All in all, a very good experience for me. Then today, let me do a quick outfit of the day and then I'll tell you about the other thing I want to tell you. Okay, I just have on one of my favorite...
Camel toe alert! Really? Lisa, can you cover that thing up?
Old tanks. It's a James purse. I don't even think you can buy them anymore, but I also really like the Target tanks. And then this is another necklace that Rose made, and I've shown you her Etsy store. She's the one that did the horse necklace, and...
She's the lady that did. She's the one.
The one with the rose, the choker, the wooden rose beads. This is another one that she sent to me, and I love the color. I told her it reminds me of sea glass, this pretty green color, and she has them in all different colors. It also reminds me of Yolanda Foster. Remember when she was wearing these on the Housewives when she was on that show? Pants I have on, this is a comfy outfit. They are ones that I got when I was in Los Angeles with Sheila, and they're the big, here. These are just the big palazzo pants. They're just real flowy, and I just have on my, flip-flops. And, but I love outfits like this. I recommend you always having a pair of black pants and a black tank top.
That's long enough to cover your camel.
To go, because you can always, look somewhat pulled together when you have that on. Also, like a black skirt and a black tank top. You can kind of make that work in a lot of different ways with your accessories. And then I have on I've had this on for a couple days now. It's the Kyle Chan Emma Stone is what I called it, the Emma Stone necklace. And I don't have any earrings on. I just didn't feel like putting any on. I actually brought my hoops out here to put on, but then I decided to wear this necklace instead. And I got a huge shipment of Sheila Fajl. It should be delivered today. I ordered it. She shipped it out on Friday, and there is a new hoop in there that I think we're going to love. It's the same size, but it's a different kind of shape. So I'll have that on my website, and I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday, and I am going to do a tutorial soon. I just didn't think today was a good day to do it because of the light. Actually, it's supposed to be rainy until Friday, but I'll do another video soon. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
God, doesn't she ramble on? Yeah, see, stories like that stick in my head. That story with John and the eye mask. But the poor bloke never fucking lived it down. Who doesn't know that they're going to get their thing done and buy their own fucking mask? Anyway, if you got to the end of me, thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.